Hello everybody and welcome back. I'm Count Christo and this is the Best of Both Worlds campaign. The German Empire has formed, we've puppeted all kinds of people, and we have formed the Anti-Comintern Pact. We are going to demand, we're going to siege the Eastern Front, we're going to secure our borders, add some forts in Ostpreußen, which I can't imagine would be that helpful, but you know, hey ho, we're going to do it anyway. Oh, I didn't pay any attention to the Navy! Right, and we're at war with the United States, and we sent our Navy as a little expeditionary force, and it looks like we did very well in the first combat. 4 destroyers and 1 light cruiser sunk, and now more of their Navy has come to meet us, including land-based planes, which is very threatening. Our super heavy battleships, some of them have lost organization already, and our planes have all been shot down. I'm feeling like we should retreat because the land-based naval bombers are so dangerous, but I just want the super heavy battleships' guns to get in range and just annihilate them. So unless I see capital ships taking heavy damage, I'm not going to retreat. They are now in range. Annihilate them. Do it. There's 1. 4, 6. Yeah, look at that. The heavy guns are just too strong. Everyone's losing organization very fast. We have almost no naval doctrine, which we need to work on, but look at that. The heavy ship's guns are just stupendous. If this was being fought anywhere but off the coast, we could stay in it indefinitely. Look at that. Glorious. 15 destroyers and 3 cruisers sunk. Absolutely beautiful. Now, you guys should definitely return to port, but that was an extremely good little exercise. A little bit of practice there. We'll raid further off the coast next time, so they can't get the land-based planes to help out. Nice little source of naval experience there. Ah, right, yes, can't deploy because of this darn manpower issue. Well, I can cancel a bunch of these. These aren't doing anything by sitting in the training queue. Either of these. I should get 1 to deploy at least. Yeah, there we go. Good. We need to keep at least some manpower free. So what could we do to achieve that? I mean, I could delete some of the old types of infantry. I'd rather not have to resort to that, though. I think what I'll do is I'll diminish the size of my air force, especially planes that we're really not using much at the moment. That should help a bit. Good. Now, where are we going to spend this newfound naval experience? The O-class battlecruiser is a good contender, considering they just finished a run. So let's give them some better gun upgrades. Seems good. We will obviously decommission the old kind. Good. Very short on steel all of a sudden again. Well, I'm now really not that fussed about importing from France because, you know, we're dealing with the Comintern first. So seems fine to me. How is subject autonomy doing? Both Yugoslavia and Romania and Hungary really could do with a bit of a lend-lease. So let's send them some stuff. What stuff, you ask? Well, old Hinkles, really not a bad one. Some older bombers here. Yep, more bombers. TAC bombers, that is. Anything else we don't really want here? The captured ones won't help. Old tanks. Not really using our own light tanks anymore. Sure, have 136 of my old light tanks. And then we'll just have to send in some equipment. And we probably have lots of artillery. Older artillery that we don't want anymore. Yeah. You can have... They should just default to all of your supplies, in my opinion. And you can have some of these. 4,000 of our newer artillery. And now we're going to have to send them something more actually useful, which is a shame, but it has to be done. You know, we've imported a lot from them. It's kind of fair that you eventually have to pay your dues here. To you, we've got a god almighty number of these. Let's send you like 8,000 of those. Not enough? Are you kidding? How many have we got? 16,000? I'll give you 10,000. 10,000 of those is only 250. That's crazy. You can have some of these, though, because we're not going to use this kind anymore. Like, ever. So have 60,000 of those. Yeah, that's good. And now finally, Hungary. I'd be quite, just for amusement's sake, let's send Hungary 200 convoys that they can't use. How much did I send to him on carabiners? I can't remember. Let's have a look. We're sending them 60,000, right? So basically all of them. Can't modify it for a little bit. Well, that's fine for now. I should keep them in check for a little while. This Eastern Front might trigger the war, so I am going to move my armoured infantry divisions into position ahead of the actual completion of the focus. I don't know if it gives us an unavoidable war, if they say no. If it does, we will probably just back down, because they're almost immediately going to go toward Turkey, which will result in the conflict anyway. These later techs, by the way, should absolutely influence motorized hardness. More breakthrough is very useful, but tech is even more useful. More of these can be built anywhere. Here, I guess. Ah, yes, that's where we can put these guys. We should have thought this earlier. We really need to see to our land-based defenses of Libya. Not that I'm hopeful that a war will break out, or rather, that I'm hoping that a war will not break out that involves a land conflict in Libya, but one can never be too careful. So is this enough infantry on the Soviet border? It looks like we have the numbers here. Probably because they're massing men on the Turkish border. Maybe the Afghanistani border, if the AI has recognized that Afghanistan is potentially going to go against them here. Obviously, Finland's going to be fighting against us, which is you know, tragic. They're going to be on the wrong side of this war. There should be an event, I think, if Finland loses the Winter War to like trigger a revolution if you're fighting against the Soviets and like instigate the Finns to join you, because presumably, I mean, there'd probably be a lot of people in Finland that were still, you know, very discontent with Soviet rule. Oh, right, and I was thinking we could actually give these guys a field marshal, which I think would give them some benefits, even if they don't have a general. And we can tell that. Not very easily. I don't think there is a way for me to tell that. Unless he helped, like, entrenchment or something. She doesn't. Don't know. We can see once they're in combat, though, just by checking their attack stats. It'll be very simple. I mean, right now, because manpower is such an issue, just give me another 200 factories on tanks. And the Air Force needs reorganizing, considering we are now, of course, fighting on an entirely different theatre. So we'll put, you know, bunch of planes here, bunch down in the Balkans. We'll fly from the center of the Balkans to 4, 5, 6, just to help there. And split these, half go here. Okay, pretty good. Obviously we want to have more manpower, which is why our next law is going to be a manpower law. Okay, give me Memel, just for the memes. God, our line is very weak in some places. But these are 40 wits, and they have got tanks. So they're not as weak as they might appear. And if we play it defensively with the Air Force, we could do great things. The fleet is growing. It's got 13 battleships. 1 pocket battleship. You know, pretty good. You should deploy, actually, the Graf Zeppelin. Next Graf Zeppelin should just deploy to the port rather than to the fleet, because I don't trust myself to notice that we've got the stacking penalty of too many carriers in the fleet. Support the Finns has bypassed. Safeguard the Baltic has bypassed. Danzig for guarantees has bypassed. And see, the Eastern Front has completed. Give it to me, Soviets. You know you want to. What do we do with these factories? We just build a bunch more mills down here. Including in our puppets. Yeah, I mean, that's a good way to keep our puppets loyal, is to build stuff in them. And obviously them having higher amounts of military output is nice, because it means they will Would you friggin' build it? Why isn't it showing that as full, or that one? That's very confusing. They'll produce more troops, but because we're not actually using the troops, that won't really impact their contribution. Go on, give me Memel. Lithuania folds. That's right, Lithuania. Great. We got Memel, so that's nice. Ideological defenses. Oh, we can try anti-Comintern Pact again. That's great. So we can just give it another go. See if we can get Japan and Korea in. Of course we're going to do that. And we bypass reassert eastern claims, of course. Does that actually unlock anything useful down that tree? Where is reassert eastern claims? No, just Danzig War. Not the most relevant focus for us. Bridgeheading here with these tanks is going to be tough, but I think it's certainly doable. I assigned you to the wrong army. There we go. Doom, 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 doom. I mean, I don't mind our odds here. I think we might be okay, which I'd be very pleased about because we're playing against, you know, seriously buffed AI. I don't want to make a 300 army. There we go. Constantly struggling with manpower on these deployments, but we do what we can. Let's get some more CAS down in the south. God, we got a ridiculous number of naval bombers as well. It's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. No, not 400. Sorry, not 500, 400. Things that I can divide into hundreds, basically. They may not declare on Turkey, of course. And I've no idea what happens when they declare on Turkey. Like, is it an event that makes me join the war? Do I automatically join the war? Do they join my faction? I don't know. I have no freaking clue. Never used the anti-Comintern Pact before. Which I know I've said. But I'm just quite excited. Hungary is not sending me what they should. Ramp up imports from Sweden a bit. Japan. I really like the idea that we have another shot at the anti-Comintern Pact because we have both sides of this tree. Yeah, they're moving men towards Turkey, which makes me feel like they're going to declare on Turkey very soon. But maybe they're intelligent. Maybe they're looking at the balance, thinking, you know, oh well, Germany's going to come in and defend them, and he's got a lot of troops. God, they're massing on our border. No, they're definitely going to declare on us. That is so many men. We might have to fall back. I'm terrified. That's so many men. We need to build a fort line. We're going to fall back. And we're going to fall back to the place I'm familiar with. This is a line I've held many times. And we will hold it long and we will hold it well. I'm quite concerned. I think we could very easily lose against that many Soviet divisions. I'm hoping for air dominance. I'm not confident of it, but that is my hope. We'll start with a level 2 fort wall and then we can upgrade it later. Yeah, so tanks, new plan, just fall back. And we'll decide where to put you as our men reach this fallback line. We're going to have to gamble in that the Allies aren't going to go to war with us because we're going to just move our men off the Allies' front. Where do I want my crack tank divisions? The answer is quite simple. I want them in the part of the front where there is no river. And the rest can take up positions. This is classic Christo strats, of course. Turtling. We'll see. We'll see how it pays off. I think it's almost necessary right now to do this because I mean, there's a freaking ton of Soviet divisions there. Alright, the medium tank's job is to immediately take this province, just with all your fury. And the light tanks can go behind the line. If the Allies declare on us now, I mean, we'll be in a spot of bother. But we can build forts extremely quickly. We should be on... yeah, so how does this work? We can't invite him to our faction. I haven't been automatically called in. I'm guessing an event will fire, or there's a decision? I don't know. Or maybe it's broken? It's another possibility. If it's broken, I'll just console... Venezuela join the Greater East Asian Prosperity Sphere. What? If it's broken, I'll just console all members of the pact into a faction together. We'll let a month pass. But the game says it's a defensive alliance. All members will be called in. So the fact that we're not being called in... If one country of the pact is attacked by the Soviet Union, all other members will be called to war. Members already at war will not be called. Strikes me as a bug. So I'm going to cheat and fix it. I hope you don't mind me doing this. I think it's currently at war with the United States, the Philippines. Oh, that's me, not him. I think it's I think it's perfectly legitimate because this is what the game said would happen. See, it called Afghanistan, but not us. Did it call Korea? No. So who did it call? Who are you at war with? Just these two. Oh, and the Indonesian order. Hey, welcome back to the fold, my man. Anyone else? Yeah, Japan. Japan went in as a... But he didn't sign the treaty. Well, I mean, I guess that means Japan's going to join us in the war against the Soviets. That's cool. Welcome, Japan. Let an hour pass. They all join. And there we go. The anti-Comintern pact is now actually going to work properly. So Iran definitely not in. So we won't invite them. Because I'm not doing this just to try and make it easy for me. It's because this is what should have happened. These are people that are currently at war with them. Okay, so now whenever we want, we can join. What we'll do is we'll wait for our organization to recover, and then we'll join. Japan joined Greece as our ally. Oh right, yeah, they're all going to join against America as well, which could cause problems for these guys, but we shall find out. Oh hey, yeah, Greece. I'd love some steel. You got any? Yep, they do. Take some tungsten too. More oil from you, Romania, please. Afghanistan called in. So Turkey is calling us in. They're all calling us in. We just want to wait for our organization, and then we're good to go. And the Turks, they're not holding terribly. That advanced oil processing is invaluable. Oh, right. It's the right number of factories. Well, that's brilliant. The fact that we're going to be at war with the Soviets, of course, means we can go to war with whoever we want, and they'll get called into the Comintern. Would like construction tech. Okay, organization is... Wait for it. We'll wait for it. All the way up there. All right, Turkey, we are going to put our money where our mouth is. We're going to come and help you against the Soviet Union. And when I say come and help, I mean sit behind a defensive fort wall. Join wars. The Soviet-Japanese war. Oh, he declared war on Japan, and that triggered it, I guess. Cool. All right, yeah, Turkey. I'm in. Planes in the sky. Hello. Alright, I'll put the planes in the sky. And, right, yeah, should probably pull back from the air bases that are behind the line we're actually trying to hold. You don't say, Christo. You don't freaking say. That's good. And here, we'll need to move some people around. Right, tanks, if you could crush... Ah, right, yes. Call all allies. Cool, so... There we go, World War II, by the definition given earlier. 4 of the 6 major powers of the world are engaged in war, if you still count Japan, which you don't have to. I hope China somehow goes to war with the Soviet Union, like through Communist China defecting or something like that. Can they do that? I don't know if they can. They might be able to if they get down here, but that requires all kinds of stuff. We'll see. We'll see. Anyway, Mittel Europa is now looking very attractive in Europe. And now these guys are all in the war. Or now that these guys are all in the war. Excuse me. I'd love it if you join this war, please. For some reason, the normal call to arms mechanic isn't working. Very strange. We have a lot of puppets, so this will take a second. You could, of course, not call them into war, but I consider that too gamey, so we're not going to do that. It is like a pheasant. So, once they're all called, we'll plough in this tile. Which means I shouldn't have built forts here, really, should I? Because we're going to put them here instead, but oh well. Good, we can invite to faction? Who? Siam and Venezuela. I did turn off no yes man, didn't I? AI, yes. Oh, of course, because they were in the former East Prosperity Sphere. Well, the way we can see that is that the Germany and Japanese reconciled their differences over the Changdao dispute. And, you know, we're all on the same side now. So the East Prosperity Sphere and the Middle Europa got unified. So, yeah, we will invite those two. That seems good. Cool. They are breaking us in a few places here. We've got a lot of defense. We're actually plowing through their organization. So we may win these fights even though it says we're not going to. We will shuffle up this defensive line and put the forts here. And then if that's where the main push is going to come for now, of course, which it is because it's the only section of the front that's actually a front, we will want to deploy the tanks there. So we shall do so. There we go. Good. And now we can do away with some of these needless old lines so we don't get excess stuff covering the way. Okay. Well, war with the Soviet Union, you know, formally declared. We would love to go to, like, extensive conscription almost immediately. That would be very valuable. We have a lot more men that we need to put in the field. Soviets have a fairly sizable fleet in the Black Sea. Do they have a fleet here? 2 enemy ships present. Well, hunt down and destroy those 2 ships with the dedication befitting your position. Ah, yes, you two should probably not try and hold Königsberg. I feel like that won't go so well. We're holding fine. Fine-ish. Down here. That's a good sign. Very good sign. We can go to level 3 forts, and then we'll be in very good shape. See what we can do. I suspect we can do something gamey, like repeatedly pocket them by having tanks go from here to here to here, or even bigger, like tanks go here, 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 kill all the Soviet troops here, and then withdraw again, repeat as necessary. That could be fun. War propaganda against Mongolia. That seems good. Nice. We have 2% of our consumer goods currently being spent. Sorry, 2% of our factories currently being spent on consumer goods. I will just spread my light tanks all the way along this line. Just for a little bit of shoring up the defenses. Turkey is holding admirably so far. They have got that lovely mountainous terrain. In fact, I would love to send some more men to help Turkey hold, because their terrain gets less defensible as you enter the central Turkey area. I think we can spare some of these guys, especially those mountaineers. Oh yeah, they're the expert mountaineers, aren't they? No, the expert mountaineers are down here. Right, yeah, you guys, your time has come. The call is going out. We're hoping that the allies don't declare on us, and hence we can afford to slightly weaken that. But if we get the expert mountaineers down here, then I'll be feeling pretty good about our chances of holding against the Soviets there. If we want to be even more gamey, we could do a big pocket, like drive from here all the way down here, pocket and destroy this entire part of the Soviet army, and then just fall back and repeat and fall back and repeat until they have like 60 million casualties. Which would be quite fun. Oh, we did leave an army on the Allied front, did we? We really should. If we can hold without this army, we should endeavour to do so. because I really don't like the idea of leaving our rear entirely unguarded. You guys should fight in Eastern Poland. Difficult as it will be for you, given the range problem. But we will endeavour to do so. They're hitting us hard in the Balkans from the air, so we will want to deploy some more planes down here. Our allies are deploying planes here, but I assume ours are better. I further assume that if we deploy our planes, our allies will get the message and push off out of the port. The air base. That's what I mean to say. Split these down into their 100 components, so they're nice and easy to shuffle around when needed. Do we find the enemy? Well, the enemy has got a lot of planes over the Baltic. Not finding them yet. Let's try some convoy raiding, see if we can lure them out that way. And here comes the main offensive. Let's see how it goes. If you're not familiar, it fills from the top, or possibly from the start when you start click dragging. I'm not sure which, of fallback lines, which is why there's more in the north than the south there. They're pushing hard here. This is very dangerous. Where are my tanks? Ah, they're all concentrated in the north because I drew this line wrong. Whoops-a-daisy. I'm not checking which of these are in combat, which is a sin, but it needs to be done. Because we are looking very dangerous just here. Yeah, they broke because I did that. Whoops. Alright, we'll send some straight back in. We'll be able to retake the province, no problem, because we've got medium tanks here, which are very strong. Just don't let them break there or there. Good, yeah, we got back in time. No problem. With the medium tanks on the line, I think we're going to have no problem holding. Pushing them back, on the other hand, could be tricky. Could get some support from above and below. The offensive battle, please. Yes. Oh, almost 3,000 breakthrough. That's pretty darn good. Still, I am concerned, and I am afraid. Okay. Well, they're not pushing hard yet in the north. They've really focused down here, and now that we've got tanks on the front, with their almost 1,000 soft attack, we're doing sterling work. And Rommel has indeed got infantry expert unlocked. Anyone else? Not yet. Good. The tanks on the front are making all the difference. And of course, as soon as we have manpower, we have a lot of equipment ready to push to the field. How is subject autonomy now? Hammered the Romanians. Good. We could start saving up political power. We could start annexing puppets, but I don't really want to. I kind of like having a bunch of independent puppets. It's fun. Did we find them in the North Sea? We're annihilating their land-based planes. 1 for 45. Not a bad trade. Not a bad trade. So we could totally naval invade Leningrad and then take over Finland. 232 land-based planes. Maybe we're not overproducing on CV stuff. Because we're going to lose a few in these fights as well. But they do not have the... oh, they do. They absolutely have the plane count to keep that up. But yeah, with that massive medium tank soft attack, I'm very much looking forward to when we can actually deploy a crap ton more medium tanks and really bring the pain to them. The Greeks seem to think they know best what to do with 2 of their units. I hurry to disagree. They need to be on this front, and they need to be there pronto. We can't let the Soviets break through. How is Afghanistan doing? Not very well, predictably. South Sakhalin has indeed fallen. Japanese, though, a lot of men, and big navy, so they may well start doing some naval invasions over there, which would be good. Let's see to the base out of Athens. Let's see to the navy in the Black Sea. Because we're not at war with the Allies, we have no problem moving through Gibraltar, which is excellent. Venezuela would like to send us 11 force divisions as expeditionary forces. By all means, I will do your port garrisons with them, just to make sure you don't muck it up. And then the rest of them I will put on the Guyana border. There we go. Good. Always happy to take control of some of the AI's troops. Look at the numbers on there. But the casualties, of course, are going to be just stupendously in our favour. They've already taken 1/3 casualties. And in terms of factory count, our faction actually does have more. We outnumber the United States plus the Soviet Union, which is quite cool. This is a really interesting war situation to find ourselves in. You know, we're... can I see it as part of the air war stats here? Looks like I can. Yeah, we killed 600 enemy bombers. That's very good. Here, on the other hand, probably less well, because I forgot to give these guys orders. Alright, well, the front is looking fairly stable so far, which I'm honestly almost surprised by. We gave a max buffed AI 7 years to build up, and we're still looking like we're going to take them on. Of course, the difficulty comes when England decides to embargo and then declare war on us. Ooh, ideological defense is completed. I'm hopeful that we might be able to get the Koreans to sign up. Portugal, Argentina, Brazil, please. Oh dear. That's a problem. It's a problem right there. That's a fairly serious problem. A problem we will deal with in the next episode. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, do hit the like button. It helps out a great deal. So we're going to have to take on the Allies and the Comintern simultaneously. This rings all kinds of bells. We'll see what we can do. The Eastern Front holding firm. And if we could get people like Brazil and Argentina to join the anti-Comintern pact and then help in the war against the Allies, that would be excellent. Anyway, either way, I will see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.